Time for sound design. In today's video, I'm going to create another sample instrument. And what I mean with this is that I'm going to create an instrument that is chromatically playable over the keyboard based on a sample. And I went through my vinyl collection and I came up with this record. And this is the record that I'm going to use as a source to create this instrument in Ableton Live. The record that I picked is the best of the Maskers. It's a Dutch band from the 70s. This record is from 1974. And on this record there is a track called Living in the Past. I will link it down in the description as well to Discogs if you want to check it out. This band uses a lot of organ in their instrumentation, and at the end of this song there's kind of like an open organ style tone that I'm going to use. So let me play you the original first, starting with the intro, and then I play the ending of the song where I think is the right kind of part that I can sample. I put the record to the side because I already recorded it into Ableton, so I'll play you what I have. So the track starts like this. And so on, and then the track ends like this. So the ending of the track is perfect to sample because there's no drums, it's just the voice and the organ and kind of the guitar fading out. So somewhere in there, I think there's a part that I can loop and create into a sample instrument in Sampler. So let's go back to Ableton and start doing some sound design. So I have a track, I have here on track 3 a sampler instrument. I'm going to drag this sample in there, put the release to maybe 500 milliseconds. So now when I play the original pitch that the sample is in. So maybe this part. So now it's kind of like the choice, should I go with the part with the voice or just the instrument? So let's try to loop the part with the voice first. So I'm going to put the sustain mode on forward backward. Add a little bit of crossfade. Put it on mono and also do a low cut of 100 Hertz. So this is a sound that I could definitely use. But maybe we can just pick the instrumental part without the voice so that it's even cleaner. Let's change the start and end points. I think this part is nice. The only thing is when I play C on the keyboard, you actually see that it's an A and a bit flat. So I'm going to change the root note to A. Put the detune to +9. So now when I play in C on the keyboard, you actually hear a C. So it's a pretty clean loop, but you can hear a little bit of vinyl crackle and a little bit of artifacts still in it. And sort of the looping point. And I guess that's kind of the charm with this method. That is not completely perfect, as if you would take an instrument like an organ and sample that. So that's kind of what you have to accept with this method. But it sounds pretty good. Let's put in, of course, a little bit of delay on this track. Make it a bit more stereo again. And also an auto pen actually, with a lower rate. And let's put some notes into Ableton to create kind of a pattern here. Maybe something like this. Just coming up with something very quickly in the key of C major. Why not? So yeah, that is basically a sample instrument, if you ask me. Of course, now in order to reuse this in one of my future tracks, I'm gonna save this in Ableton and package it as a sampled instrument. So what I will do is I will group all the devices, the effects, so the auto pen, the delay, the EQ, the utility, the tuner, and the sampler, and group it into a instrument rack. So just group, and now I can save this to my library of sounds. So I'm going to call it the Maskers. That's the name of the band. Organ. So now in my library of instruments I can find it again. So when I'm making a track and I want some kind of organ sound that I created myself from a sample, I can pull this instrument up with these settings and I can use it right away. I like how the crackle of the vinyl, you hear it, but it's very subtle. So it's not too overwhelming. So yeah, that's it for this video. The record, the vinyl record, the Maskers Best of LP 1974, number 3 on the side A, Living in the Past. I will link it in the description. So if you want to check out, there's a lot of great songs on this record. Some of them have been sampled by kind of obscure artists as well, or small artists. So, but it's definitely worth checking out this record, this band, and see if you can find something that you want to sample from this. If you're interested in sample instruments, I have 2 libraries over on Gumroad. They're free to download with a ton of sample instruments for Ableton Live. So go check that out. As always, thanks for watching, keep making music, and see you in the next one.